Welcome back to the Tower at Trinity English for another edition of The View from Here. This morning, we're up here, it's a beautiful summer morning, and I happen to be up here with Ellen Sauer, who's from the Human Library. Ellen, welcome to Trinity, welcome to the top of our tower.
Thank you, thanks for having us. It's beautiful up here, this is so cool.
Yeah, it's really a great, we love coming up here, we love bringing people up here because it's got a great view. You see the city, and helps your imagination. So, tell us a little about the Human Library. What is it? What does it do? Library.
Right, it's a library like you would think of, library with books in it across the street. However, instead of books, it's human beings. So humans become the books. Readers, this is human library lingo, readers come in from the outside, from the public, to sit down with a book and check them out. And listen to them tell their story and have a conversation. It's not just listening, it's also conversing. It's an opportunity to ask questions of someone that you would never be able to bump into otherwise or never cross paths with, and just be able to hear their story, hear who they are, challenge your own stereotypes, biases of what you thought that person might be. That's the overarching goal of Human Library, is to create an environment and a space to challenge somebody's personal stereotypes. You're really there to listen and learn and challenge. If something triggers something in you that pushes your buttons or makes you question, that's the juicy part. That's what you came for.
Sure.
To be able to hear and listen. And we tell the books that too, that if things get too challenging for them, they're in charge of their own story, and what they can say, I don't choose to answer that question, or let's move on, or how about one of these topics that we can talk about instead, or something. There can be a back and forth of it.
Cool. You've done this in Fort Wayne before. This is not the first time. August 1st isn't going to be the first time. How was it received? How has it been received?
It was received really, really well. We had our first event a year ago on August 4th at the library, the Allen County Public Library, across the street again. And we had about 200 plus readers come and 25 to 30 books. And the readers, we just got glowing reviews. In fact, the biggest feedback was, can we do this all the time? Which we can't. It's really hard.
Sure. It's a lot of work.
It takes a lot of time.
But
we're doing more of them, partnering with you to do a little pop-up, we call it. But, the big surprise, too, was how the books were moved by it. It's not just challenging and opening and, moving for the readers, but the books, telling your story over and over again and hearing how they respond, the support some of our immigrants received, and the understanding that they now felt from people was so powerful for them that it was just we didn't really think of that, but it was just unexpected outcome.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense, because the more we are able to articulate our story, we internalize it ourselves, and we, in that sense, it becomes more real to us. And
right. And they process a new layer that maybe they'd never been asked that question or never thought that perspective. It was really a beautiful, beautiful exchange. And so those intimate one-on-one, sometimes one-on-two conversation, if a child comes with a parent or two friends really want to stay together or something, we do that. But it's usually not more than two people. So it's pretty close.
Excellent.
Leaning in, kind of.
Yeah, well, we're really looking forward to having it here. As you know, here one of the things that we try to say and try to live out is that we want to welcome you to this place. We want to welcome you into God's presence, however you understand that for yourself, and say our starting point is you and how your story is.
Right.
And that, that we want to begin with you before we even talk about who we are.
Exactly. I appreciate that. We appreciate that. My co-organizer, Nicole King and I, we came together as different places started approaching us to host a pop-up. And our only rule was that you welcome all of our books to be invited here. And that's not always the case. Some people want to leave some out. So you, Trinity English Lutheran, were so open to that. You were like, absolutely, everybody can come through the door and tell their story and be who they were. And that's a really, really important piece of the whole process, and we're really grateful. The event is actually from 2 to 5 p.m. for the public and for your congregation.
Yes.
But at 1 o'clock, becomes a new group that we're excited to bring in. It's the League for the Blind and Disabled.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
And they're coming
Yes.
an hour early just because of the mobility needs, and just so we can really make sure we address all that they need to enjoy the experience.
Yeah.
And then they'll be here for a few hours, and then the public will come too. So
Yeah.
that's another goal that we've been working on, is bringing groups together.
Excellent.
You're hosting. What other group can we bring in to connect with your church, with whoever is hosting, as well as with the library and such? One thing we also have at each event is we have a counselor on staff who's
okay.
willing to
Yeah.
donate their time, and that's just in case somebody gets activated by something that somebody's telling them, and that's a book or a reader. If they get pushed or hurt. I mean, some of these topics are tough, and maybe something they haven't heard or something they've experienced and they're just realizing. So we've used that too, where somebody needs to talk to them and he just takes them off into a quiet space. In this space, it will be in your sanctuary or one of your classrooms.
Yeah. Well, we're really excited about having you here.
We're excited to be here.
Yeah,
Thank you again.
it's our pleasure. And humanlibraryfw.com, go check it out, see what they're up to. Come here on August 1st. Come and check out a book and have a conversation and help make our community a broader-minded, broader place by our understanding and our connectedness to each other. Ellen, again, it's great to be here with you, and we'll see all of you again the next time on The View from Here.